but it just said Tuesday. Lamar Odom was found unresponsive at a brothel. Now, I did this thing, if this is your first time hearing it, I did the same thing. I laughed a little bit at first too. Mainly for me, because I know Lamar's history, like how much of a, stereotypical NBA player he was when it came to his lifestyle choices in regards to relationships with women who are not his wife. We'll leave it at that. But so when I saw that, I just thought, oh wow, that's embarrassing, but very shortly after that, I learned and felt horrible that he is in all earnestness fighting for his life at this very moment, and that the next 48 hours will pretty much determine whether he lives or not. The reports that came out most recently that I saw said he had it didn't say how much, but that his system had both cocaine in it and sexual performance pills, Viagra type of stuff. Maybe not Viagra specifically, but that type of pill. So cocaine and sex pills. Not a good, not like, that's not like peas and carrots. That's not peanut butter and chocolate. Just one. Maybe if you have to. Like, if you have to, maybe just one at a time. But so anyway, this is what happened. Apparently Chloe has phoned to the hospital that he is at now. Pretty shaken up, obviously, even though, like I mentioned, they're not together anymore. And it just, you have to feel for Lamar, a guy who's, lived his dream, made tons of money, famous, all that stuff, just like everything measurable on the surface to, those of us who are on the outside observing. He's got every reason in the world to, just be a happy person. But he's not. He clearly has demons, issues inside of him that are becoming physically dangerous and threatening to him. So with that being said, all you can really do now, knowing the story, is just send your thoughts and prayers and well wishes to Lamar and those who care about him, and hope that he is able to pull through. Like I said, he has not passed on yet, although I saw a report that TMZ reported earlier today that he had. Now, I'm not saying TMZ reported that. I'm saying I saw someone said that TMZ said that. But clearly that is not accurate or true. Or if it is, boy, they're really pulling a fast one on everyone now, making him think that he's still, fighting for his life or whatever. But so, like I said, just ultimately, we hope nothing but the best for Lamar and his loved ones, that he is able to recover, and not only physically recover from the life-threatening state that he is in, but to then later, soon after that, mentally and emotionally recover, or begin a program of recovery as a human being. So, thoughts and prayers with Lamar Odom. All right, let's get to, I don't know, let's see. So yeah, that's the end of Balls Juice. Yeah, guy found unresponsive in a brothel. Called the segment Balls Juice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Please don't hold it against me. Again, it is, it wasn't meant in any distasteful or disrespectful way. It's just the name of the segment, and crazy irony. So that's all it is. Don't get your panties in a bunch. All right. Where should we go next? Well, we've got, like I said, the football segment of the show, which has a new name I'm going to debut tonight. It may not last more than this week's episode, not because I don't like it, but the FCC ninjas might break through my windows again and smack me with their nunchucks, as they have a few times before when I aggravate them. So we'll either get to that now, followed by quickies, or maybe we will do some quickies now, and then get to the football segment with the new name. Yes, I believe let's do that. All right, so let's start the quickies off with the golf that I knew, much less about last week than I wanted to, that being the President's Cup. I didn't know if it was starting tomorrow or if it was, in fact, last week. It was, in fact, last week. I caught very small bits and pieces of it here and there. I was out golfing myself on Sunday. There I got kind of the 4-day recap from one of my primary golf sources. So the rundown I got from him was basically this: USA, 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 USA. USA wins the President's Cup over the international team by, I believe, 1 point, I believe, is what they ended up winning by. Started out better. Thursday, day 1, they were up. I want to say 4 points to 1, something like that. Then day 2, the international team came back on Friday and basically did the exact same thing, tied it up. They had 4 to 1. Then on Saturday, it was very back and forth, neck and neck, where it ended up tied or U.S. up by 1, but super close, somewhere in there. And then on Sunday, it came down to the final golfer for the American side was Bill Haas. I don't know. I never got who he ended up beating on the other side out of my guy. That sounded terrible. What kind of show is this? But anyway, Bill Haas was the American who came through, winning the final match, final point, giving the United States a 1-point victory in the President's Cup over the international team. So golf season pretty much done. There is a golf tournament this weekend. I want to say it's over in Europe or something like that. The Irish Open or something along those lines. PGA season's pretty much done. But I know Rory's playing in whatever tournament it is this weekend. Got him on my fantasy, on my DraftKings golf fantasy team this weekend. Also, Tiger having Rory lobby to get him in that tournament. Tiger, you're a big boy. You've been a pro golfer for how long now? I don't think you need bigger celebrity golfers trying to talk, your way into playing in a tournament, whatever that's all about. Saw that very briefly today. But what I did see Tiger discussing earlier in the week as well, in addition to that, was wanting to be an assistant coach or something along those lines on next year's Ryder Cup team for the United States, should, in the event that he fail to make the team. And so I tell you both of these things because they happen shortly. And the Ryder Cup things for sure. The Irish Open, Rory McIlroy trying to get him in there one night. I'm not sure how much legs there is to that. I didn't get a chance to research balls deep on that one, just just skin deep. But anyway, I bring that up because whether they're both true or just one of them's true, Tiger Woods, to me, these are examples of just how far Tiger's fallen and how desperate and sad he's become. He's noticing what I'm noticing and what I'm feeling and what everybody else is noticing and feeling, is that we're all moving on. We're all going, okay, life after Tiger. Cool. This Jordan Spieth guy's awesome. This Rory McIlroy's awesome. This freaking Jason Day's awesome. Dustin Johnson can play great. Ricky Fowler can play great. God, there's all these young, amazingly awesome golfers. Yeah, life after Tiger. Not so bad. All right, let's do it. No more Tiger. Tiger is finally, it's finally starting to happen. I've been pleading for how long now, if you listen to the show or know me personally, for ages it feels like, that this is where we're at in pro golf, PGA golf, and we need to do this as fans, and as golf media. But at long last, it's finally happening, and Tiger sees it, and he hates it. His ego can't handle it. Tiger Woods has an ego like Kobe Bryant has an ego, like Michael Jordan has an ego. These guys' competitive natures and ego, as I said, are as big as any human, ever, or at least any sane, civil, modern human. So in a desperate attempt to regain or reestablish interest and, relevance, here's Tiger begging to be a part of the golf world again. Again, it's a little sad and pathetic and disturbing, but in the rare 1% chance that it's actually genuine and Tiger's kind of realizing and accepting where he's at in his career and his place in golf history, and what he can do, going on, how he can still be a part of the golf world, a relevant part of the golf world that matters, even though he might not be able to win tournaments anymore. Jack Nicklaus, Arnie Palmer, they're still relevant parts of the golf world, even though they're not competitive golfers anymore. So there is a possibility that Tiger's thinking bigger picture and at a place where he's got some acceptance and some reality that is set in. But again, that's like the 1% or the 0.1% likelihood. In all likelihood, he's just jealous and desperate and doing whatever he can do to get his name out there and have people talk about him and pay attention to him. But yeah, so there you go. USA wins President's Cup, and Tiger is begging to be any part of the Ryder Cup next year if he doesn't qualify, and he's also apparently having his friends, Rory McIlroy, doing some begging to try to get him into tournaments yet this year on the European Tour before that is done. Alright, so there we go. PGA quickie, semi-quickie, I guess we should say. Done. Alright, well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we'll save, hopefully, our little bit of WWE, NHL, and NASCAR for some, hopefully, small quickies at the end of our show before we close with our weekly closing segment, Balls Deep Thought of the Day. So that would then put us at the point of the show which some people call the football segment. Last week I titled it Balls Breakdown, where I would be breaking down all of the football happenings in the world of football. However, a very close, personal, beloved friend of mine / Balls Deep Army member, weekly Balls Deep goer, contacted me